No matter where you come from, no matter where you're going, here's a place where you can take comfort in the knowing that whether if you come to stay a while or just passing through, this door is open to you. Come and let's be silent. Come and share a hug. Come, let's pray together. Come, love and be loved. From the blissed out to the turned out, from the pampered to the abused, this door is open to you. Come on in. Come on in. Come on in. Come on in. The God in us recognizes the God in you. The God in you. Whether you're black or white, gay or straight, Christian, Buddhist or Jew, this door is open to you.
Good morning.
Good morning, Unity.
Spirit, you're alive in us. You're alive in us right here. Spirit, you're the light in us, shining bright through us right here. Spirit, you're the love in us, reaching out with every touch. Spirit, you're the voice in us, rising up beyond the hush. Yeah, yeah. We feel it, we feel it. Yeah, yeah. We see it, believe it in spirit. Spirit, you're the breath in us, breathing all of us right here. Spirit, you're the grace in us. Spirit, right here. Spirit, you're the peace in us, spreading out across the world. Spirit, you're the power in us, flying like a flag unfurled. Yeah, yeah. We feel it, we feel it. Yeah, yeah. We see it, believe it, it's spirit.
Now is the time in our service where we greet one another with a nod, a handshake, or a hug. And we say to our neighbors, the divine in me greets the divine in you. And we serve and celebrate together for the glory of God. We see it.
Spirit, you're alive in us. You're alive in us right here. Spirit, you're the light in us, shining bright through us right here. Spirit, you're the love in us, reaching out with every touch. Spirit, you're the voice in us, rising up beyond the hush. Yeah, yeah. We feel it, we feel it. Yeah, yeah. We see it, believe it, it's spirit. Yeah, yeah. We see it, believe it, it's spirit.
develop it, grow it, and keep it expanding in our own conscious awareness. Unity is an inclusive community, meaning everybody is welcome here. So definitely you're all welcome. From that beautiful consciousness of love here at Unity, we honor all paths to God and names for God. And we have a way of affirming our spiritual belief in this community with anchoring our vision and our mission statement. And when we do it together, and we do it with belief and a firmness. We're going to affirm the vision statement. So as you see it on the screen, together, a spiritually awakened world, living in peace, love, and joy. And we have a mission here, and our mission is we transform lives that transform the world. And in transforming lives, we transform our lives, and that's why we're here. We have prayer chaplains that are always available for prayer with you after service, and it can be for a concern or a celebration, it doesn't matter. But today, the two people that are on duty for you are Peggy and Hazel. And before I do an opening prayer, I'd like to invite all of the prayer chaplains that are here to please stand and help anchor the prayer that I speak so that we know that it is definitely founded and grounded here at Unity Renaissance. So, how grateful I am to be in this beloved community called Unity Renaissance with these unique emanations of God. For each one of us is a unique emanation of God. How grateful I am to know that there is one life, only one life. That is my life, that is your life. That is the omniscient, omnipotent, and omnipresent activity of God as I understand it. And as I know this, I speak a word right here, right now, grounded in that truth that I am one with this infinite spirit. So I bless this service, knowing that it can only unfold in a most glorious and wondrous way, the way it was created to unfold eons ago. I'm blessing Reverend Renee right where she's at, knowing God is there. And I'm blessing Reverend Amy Steinberg, who has come in to bring her high energy, love, and joy to this service today. And I know each one of us will gain from it, which is what the message is for us individually. I celebrate this because I feel good about it. I bless this church. I bless our house band and our singers. I bless the people that volunteer here, that bring their time and talent to make sure that when we walk in these doors, it is a wonderful place to be. I bless the hospitality, the bookstore, IT, but most of all, I bless our children's church because they are getting the unity principles here and now so that when they grow up, they are already rooted, anchored in their truth. I bless each and every person that has called the ministry for any kind of prayer, knowing that it is already done because God is there right where they are. And as I begin to say, thank you, Spirit, for allowing me to speak this word, I'm ready to release it into the law of divine activity. And if you agree with any word that I've said, anchor with me by saying, and so it is. And so it is. Amen, amen, ashe.
They say a tough act to follow. Wow. That was a moving, magnificent prayer. Thank you so much, Ardell. Well, my name is Margaret Jenkins, and I have the honor of being your platform host today. And our word for today is quietness. Please. We just finished talking about that this morning, how some of us can't be quiet. Please join me in our affirmation today, and it says, in quietness, I am refreshed and renewed. Sometimes, especially on my busiest days, I need to be quiet, to step away for a few moments and simply be. I begin by finding a comfortable place. I feel my body relax. My breathing becomes regular and easy. and the busy stream of thoughts slow down as I open my mind and my heart to the divine essence that is within me. I affirm God is here. Relaxation deepens as I focus on this simple thought. Peace, love, wisdom, and understanding fill my awareness. In this timeless moment, there is no discord, there are no concerns. There is only God within and all around me. My heart's wisdom hears the words, I am always with you. I am always with you. Refreshed and renewed, I return to the activities of my day. My soul is at peace and my mind is clear. Inner harmony is restored. Our scripture verse today comes from Psalms, the 46th division, and it's verse 10, and it reads, "Be still and know that I am God." And if you would please stand and join us for the Lord's Song.
Holy Creator, we praise your name. Your will in heaven and earth the same. Supply our needs, Lord, from day to day. Let your forgiveness light our way. Lead us away from temptation's hold. Deliver us, Lord, into your fold. For all the kingdom, power, and praise, with you began and with you stays. Amen. Amen.
As Ardell shared with us earlier, we are in for a treat today. We have the amazing Reverend Amy Steinberg here as our and musician. And I have to be honest, I hadn't heard any of her music, so I said, if I'm going to introduce her, I need to go online and listen. And I was amazed. I love her talent, her abilities, and you all are in for a treat today. That's all I'm going to say. Just to share a little bit about Amy, she is a newly mentored New Thought minister based in Asheville, North Carolina. She has 12 independent CDs of dynamic New Thought pop music. She is excited to have finished her very first book, and it is called Making Good, Cultivating Joy with Creativity. And it is available today. She has a few copies out in the Northex on the table. Also, they are available at Amazon. This is a collection of 44 reflecting prompts, each coupled with an artistic expression. The book has inspired a creative ministry on Tuesday nights. It's done through Zoom, and it's open to any and everyone who would like to connect. To get more information on that, you can go to www.amysteinberg.net, and all the details will be there. She will also be doing a concert for us at 1 o'clock today. So if you are available, please hang around. And not only is she an awesome musician, she has amazing artwork that you all want to check out. One piece is right here, and then outside in the Northex, there's some gorgeous pieces of art. So stay tuned. Today is going to be amazing.
That's me practicing quietness. I said, how ironic that quietness is the word today, because I'm loud even when I don't say anything. Oh, I'm so excited to be here with you. How are you feeling today? This room, there must be something in the soil. Let me be intimate with the infinite. Let me be deeply revealed. One with the knowing, ever present, ever growing. Let me remember what's real. Let me be with the infinite, vulnerable and free. I wanna be one with the sweetness, completely one with completeness. Let me be gentle with me, falling in love with everything. Falling in love with divinity. Falling in love with everyone. Because God is in you and God is in me. With the infinite, let me be open to you. Oh, I want to sing in spirit. I feel it, I hear it, I see in your eyes the truth. Falling in love with everything, yeah. Falling in love with divinity. Falling in love with everyone. Because God is in you and God is in me. Come on. Feel it. Give it to me, give it to me, God. Give it to me, give it to me, God. I'm ready to receive your love. Give it to me, give it to me, God. Give it to me, give it to me, God. I'm ready to receive your love. Give it to me, give it to me, God. Give it to me, God. I'm ready to receive your love. I brought my new partner with me. I'm dating my paintings now. Because really, today as we talk about prayer, if you're an artist in here, you know that when you are painting, it's a form of prayer. When you are expressing in a creative way, when you're singing, it's a prayer. Really, when you're doing anything, it's a prayer. So I wanted to share her because the beautiful and amazing Reverend Renee, which I hear it's going really well here, everyone. If you remember, I was here the weekend before she was coming. So I cleared the way energetically, right? I was like, here she comes, right? And it's been amazing. I got to have a Zoom call with her before coming here, and she invited me to use the Lenten booklet from Unity. And I'm like, well, I'm a nice Jewish girl. And we didn't do the Lent thing growing up, but I imagine that many of you in here come from a Christian background where you know Lent to be sort of about cookies and giving up sugar or something, right? So in New Thought, though, we look at everything as metaphysical. So I'm always really excited to dive in to Jesus' journey because he was a nice Jewish boy. And he was fasting, and the Last Supper was, of course, a Passover Seder. So I feel very qualified as a Jew to be talking to you about Lent, and I'm also excited to be here. So thank you. Thank you to the band. Thank you to my hostess. Thank you to Elisa and my angel Mary, and Ardell, and everybody who's welcomed me here. I'm just so excited. Oh, yeah. I just thought I'd keep it simple. Pray. It's a directive. It's what we do. Pray, pray, pray. I wanted to start with just a line from Ernest Holmes, who's the founder of religious science. He said, you are immersed, just feel that, in and saturated with the vital essence of life. That is what we are. We are life itself expressing. So how wonderful is that? And my teachers, I've had many teachers, but one of my favorite teachers teaches with acronyms. And a good acronym to start with for Lent is, let's eliminate negative thinking. We're excavating, we're clearing out. You can feel that spring energy, right? Things are moving, things are shifting, things are changing. There is an energy of release and letting go. So I have created an acronym for pray for us, for you to take with you today to how do I pray? How do I get into it? Here is sort of a way to guide you. So the first one is pause, and I kind of want to choreograph this because I love choreo. So show me your prayer like this. So this is pause. Pause. Everybody say pause. Pause. And then we're going to say release. So in my beautiful painting here, she has her hands open, right? It's letting go. So pause, release. Affirm, that's grounding, right? Affirm. And then yield, like almost making a Y, yield. And I'm going to talk about all those things. But sometimes when you have something that associates with the word, you'd be like, oh, what was that? That was pause, right? That was pause. And so when you're in line and when you're frustrated in traffic or when you're going through something scary this week, pause, release, affirm. We stand our ground, right? We're not pushed over. And yield. Oh, I love it. You can do a little jazz hands, right? So I'm going to start with this idea of pause, which I had the honor of singing at a celebration of life last weekend for a woman named Lady Gloria Free. And she was a black woman in Asheville, North Carolina, who... It's a very segregated city, and she started the first African festival there. She was incredible. She was a high school teacher for many, many years, and at her celebration of life, person after person after person got up to say what an amazing
energy that she was. And she used to call me, I sing at her church, she used to call me Wonder Woman. And I thought I was the only one. Well, everyone was called Wonder Woman. And she also used to look at me and say, you're cosmic. You are cosmic. So I want you to carry that on. But the reason I'm bringing her up is because when her daughter, who's a prayer practitioner, got up to give her talk at the Celebration of Life, she took a really long pause. And she stood there. And she said, my mom taught me to stand and take my space and take a pause. So as we talk about prayer, I bring in the energy of Lady Gloria Free to remind you that you can stand in your power and you can pause. And that sacred pause, that sacred holy time out is what prepares you for receiving the good that is yours to get, yes? So we got to talk about Jesus. So this Lenten booklet is really cool because it's going through the journey of and it's like almost sentence by sentence. And my sentence this week is Jesus went to the garden, fell to his knees and prayed. So that's my sentence. That's what we're working with today. Went to the garden, fell to his knees in prayer. Now, as kind of a nerdy New Thought person, I love to research all the different translations of the different accounts of this. And actually, the most common translation is, Jesus fell on his face in prayer. Now, that could mean like almost like a Muslim type of prayer, right? So you're falling on your face like that. I think... Now think about what's happening here. He knows what's coming. He knows this is going to be the moment. This is the hardest time of his life. I think he literally fell on his face in prayer, which I've only personally had that happen one time in my life. And I invite you to search your memory to remember the time that you literally lost control of your knees and fell on the ground in prayer, fell on your face in prayer. For me, it was losing my father suddenly. We did not expect it. He was a young man. He was only 67. I was a daddy's girl. And so when he passed, I fell to my knees in prayer. So I think that's sort of the energy that we're talking about today. This, I can't believe it. I don't know what to do. So the first quote that I have for you is from Charles Fillmore, which he said, we increase whatever we praise. The whole creation responds to praise and is glad. So why are we praising and being glad in this moment of collapse? Well, because we're praising the moment. The moment is all there is. This holy now is all there is. So when we pause, we are giving energy to the moment. We are giving attention to what is. We are not turning away from whatever comes up. I hear Reverend Renee talking about that, talking about how we must experience the grief. We must experience the sadness because we're spiritual beings having a human experience. Amen? Amen. Now, this being here, right here, I like to think of this being as my partner, but also as being non-binary, because I feel that spirit, of course, is not gendered, but also the idea that she is, or they, sorry, I misgendered my own painting, they have their hands open because they are the receptive, divine, feminine energy, which is, I think, what I am called to paint. My paintings that are out there today, that if you want to come to my table, I can tell you a little bit more about them. I have the divine feminine resting. I had a nice conversation with, who was it that we talked about my painting of divine rest, and she told me that she has been resting. Where are you? Raise your hand. Person that I talked to about the painting. You don't remember. It's okay. We talked about the one that's sleeping, there's an owl on her shoulder, and that owl represents that divine wisdom that's there even when we are resting. The pause is the rest. You must rest. Right now, there is so much work to be done in the world, right? especially as new thought practitioners, which you all are. Ernest Holmes said that if you know about positive affirmative prayer, you're automatically a practitioner. You are the power, the presence, the life, and the light of God, and you are here to shift the consciousness into that space of remembering who you truly are, which is love. Can I hear an amen? So that's that pause. So let's take a deep breath and really feel a good, strong pause. And let it out. We move on to release. What am I holding on to that no longer serves? Now is the season. Here we go. Spring cleaning. Charles Fillmore called it clearing out the cobwebs of our mind. Have you ever had cobwebs in your house? They're so weird. And you have to sometimes if you have very high ceilings, you got to get a weird long stick out and, clearing out the cobwebs of our mind. That's what we're doing here. Charles Fillmore says, a healthy state of mind is attained when the thinker willingly lets go of the new thought and old thought and takes on the new. Willingly, I think, is the operative word in that sentence. You got to let go of those old thoughts. So for the Lent acronym that my friend Reverend Dale Worley down at Unity of Savannah created is not just let's eliminate negative thinking, but let's embrace new thought. That's what Lent is right now. So throughout each week in the booklet, there are these 6 or 7 readings that are all about the things to release. And every day there's a thing to release, right? So I picked the 6 things that were right before this reading for us to sort of dive into and think about what we want to release. So what we have here is confusion. Anybody get confused sometimes? What am I doing? Where am I going? Who am I? What's my life purpose? What's the next step for me to take? The good news is nobody knows. Nobody knows. It's up to you. Overindulgence. Bueller? Anybody? My drug of choice is more. Okay? I love to indulge. I love to feel good. You got cookies, you got doom scrolling, you got, I'm a sugar junkie. I'm 8 days off sugar, and I feel like an entirely different human when I'm not eating sugar. It's like I become a monster when I start eating sugar. Sugar monster. Blame. Anybody big blamers? Such a low vibe, such a low vibe. Pointing fingers, they say, you point one out, 3 are pointing back at yourself. Whatever you judge, you become. I definitely learned that a long time ago. Discouragement. I do like a lot of discouragement. I like discouragement and self-pity. Those are 2 also drugs of choice of mine. I don't want to. Hostility. Who here? Where are my hostile folks? Where are my bitter, angry folks? Yeah. Man, that's interesting, right? Because that's like a veneer, right? Because that's not even real. Hostility. When people are hostile, you immediately know that either they were hurt or they're afraid. Something scary is going on. And then doubt. Doubt is I imagine what Jesus was feeling. Is this really what we're doing, God? Is this really what we're doing, God? And remember, in New Thought, it's nothing outside of Jesus. I and the Father are one. So when we're doubting ourselves. We are doubting that power that lives within us. When you find yourself doubting, I want you to turn it over into, I am the child of God. I've got this. Say that with me. I've got this. When I talk about release, and I gotta talk a little bit about this painting, because Reverend Renee told me that I was going to speak about being in the garden and when Jesus was on his knees. And I thought, I am going to paint a glorious painting of a feminine leaning energy in a garden of incredible blooms. And I have to tell you, to make her face look like an actual face, it took, 5 hours. And at some point, I'm making her face. Where are my painters at? Who know how to, anybody? Portrait painters or you can work it only so much. And then you got to either take a pause, walk away from it, or you got to start to remove some paint. You got to take away a couple layers. And so this, as I was painting this and thinking about the talk, it was so cool because I was like, what a great metaphor painting is for this journey of prayer, because you just have to surrender. You have to go, well, I didn't think she was going to look like that, but she's talking to me. Not literally, don't check me in anywhere. But I love this idea that Michelangelo said about the sculpture of David. I'm sure you've heard it many, many times. This idea that there was this block of marble. People asked, how did you make David? How did you make that sculpture? And Michelangelo said, I just chipped away at what wasn't David. Hi, David. David is, I flirt with David when I'm here. It's a thing. So Lent is really about that chipping away, that clearing the cobwebs of our mind. Yes. So we move to the A, which is affirm. Affirm. Planting those new seeds. What's so interesting about weeds is that if you pull them out and you don't plant something new, you get the weeds again. You're getting the weeds again. So all that stuff we just talked about, let's create some affirmations for what we just kind of thought about and pulled out. So let's affirm these. I'm going to say it and I want you to repeat after me. In fact, I invite you to close your eyes for this moment. Even though there is a slide if somebody doesn't want to close their eyes. I'm never going to pressure you to do anything. We don't pressure people in New Thought. We allow you to be your own, have dominion over your eyeballs. When I am confused, I affirm clarity. Instead of overindulgence, I affirm balance. When I find myself blaming, I affirm forgiveness. For others and myself. When I'm feeling discouraged, I affirm divine timing. When I'm feeling hostility, I affirm peace. And finally, and most importantly, I think, when I am feeling doubt, I affirm faith. I invite you now to open your eyes, and if you want to take a screenshot or a picture of this, you can start practicing this. Also, the pray, release, affirm. You can be pray, release, affirm. Hey! What? You're trying to try me? You can't try me, 'cause I got spirit. Yes, I do. Can you tell that I wanted to be a cheerleader? Oh my gosh, I really did. I really, really did. And I remember I didn't even get a call back because I couldn't do my splits. Okay. Affirmations are the sunlight that our soul needs, the sunlight that's coming down on her. As Charles Fillmore said, faith is the perceiving power of the mind linked with the power to shape substance. So we are literally shaping the world with our consciousness. And when I read that in the Metaphysical Bible Dictionary, the word garden, I'm not sure if Reverend Renee already talked about this, but the word garden in the Metaphysical Bible Dictionary is the substance of the soul, the garden. So when you think about like the Garden of Eden or, the Garden of Gethsemane, all this is the substance of soul. That's the substance of my soul. Yes? Colorful, bright, variety, infinite, right? But when I saw the word substance, I could not help but think of that movie that just came out. Who here saw the movie, The Substance? Anybody? Okay. So A warning, big, big warning. If you watch that movie, it is gross. but it is brilliant. Demi Moore kind of made her comeback with this movie, and she won almost every award. She didn't win the Academy Award, but she won almost every award for this part that she played, which the reason I'm bringing this up is because that story is the story. I'll just give you a nutshell. I won't ruin the movie for you, other than to tell you that it's gross. But it is brilliant. Every single shot is a piece of art. And if you didn't see it in the theater, I'm so sorry. I hope they bring it back to the theater, and if they do, go see it. It is pure art. If you are a person that loves movies, you might remember what it felt like the first time you saw a Quentin Tarantino movie. I mean, it's dark stuff, but it's another level of filmmaking. That's what The Substance was for me. But again, this story is of this woman who takes this substance to keep her young. And it's the unraveling that happens from that. When we don't release, we become a monster. So let's affirm together, I am clear. I am balanced. I forgive. I am hopeful. I am peaceful. I am faithful. We've got to trust the divine process. I am so excited because I'm starting to have hot flashes. My glasses are fogging up. That was a joke. I'm not excited, but I am peaceful. I am faithful. I am affirming that I am coming into my crone years. Let the sweat come down, baby. I've really got to talk about, I'll get there. Yield. I love this word yield, and why I picked it was because it has a dual meaning. So you have the yield, like yield to oncoming traffic, like get out of the way, or watch, be wary, and then you have yield like the crops, right? You yield your harvest. It means two things. So we can think of this time of clearing and cleaning out our consciousness as making space for that big yield that's going to come. From fast to feast, if you will. From allowing the space in the grounds of our mind to plant new things that are going to bloom like crazy. This is going to be a good year. I promise you, I know things look crazy. But they always look crazy. Go back in time. You know, when the election happened, I was personally heartbroken, and I cannot speak politically up here, and I won't. But I remember I was very upset, and I went to this store that I go to regularly that's owned by a woman of color, and I said to her, "Are you okay?" Which was presumptive, that it was so wrong and racist probably of me. But I said, "Are you okay?" Because there was a somber energy. And she said, "Oh, we've been through worse." And I said, "Oh yeah, like the Bush years." And she said, "Like slavery." Okay? And I was humbled so beautifully in that moment to remember the resilience of the human spirit. Come on. And you are on the cutting edge. You are on the edge. You are the new thought people. You are the ones that are holding the light, that are saying inclusivity, that are saying we are love. Love is love. Call it political if you want. Gotta let go of the old. Make space for the new. Marianne Williamson, our beautiful Marianne, who talk about politics. I mean, I went to see her speak in LA, and she was up there at a spiritual event talking about that it is, if it's not us, it's who is it? Who is it? Who's going to do anything if it's not us? Sorry to be yelling. My goodness, this is the quietness day. I am here to provide contrast. So can we let go of the old? Can we surrender to love, to that loving presence? I watched a talk of Reverend Renee's from February, from the month of love. She was just in love. She was loving y'all up, reminding you that love is what this is about. I'm going to knock something over now. Look, I'm going to have a sip of water. I'm going to breathe. Pause. Take you in, drink you in. This process of Lent, it's not about punishment, and it's not about deprivation. It's about transformation. Yesterday, I was thinking about that wonderful metaphor of the butterfly, right? So the caterpillar becomes the butterfly. And I didn't know until New Thought, till 15 ministers gave the talk about the butterflies, that there's the goo state, right? Do you know, who here doesn't know about the goo state? Anybody? So there's like, okay, so I'll tell. But between the caterpillar and the butterfly, it literally deconstructs into a pile of goo. Okay? And then it has what's called imaginal cells that create the beautiful butterfly that we see. So in our lives, when we're in this place of falling to our knees, what is there to do but become the goo? I'm sorry. I was driving here, and I was like, what is there to do but become the goo? What is there to do but become the goo? And the moment you go, you know what? I'm the goo. I'm the goo. I don't know what's coming. But guess what? It's going to be amazing. And transformation is always growing something more, growing something. There's an evolutionary experience happening before our very eyes. So I'll close with some really super nerdy stuff, which is that first of all, I always thought it was Gethsemane. I didn't know there was the that you said Gethsemane. Gethsemane. Can you say Gethsemane for me? Gethsemane. It's very hard to say. It's like if you say it 3 times fast, it is a tongue twister. Gethsemane, Gethsemane, Gethsemane. So I thought it was, anyway, Jewish. I'm always so interested when something happens at a specific place on the planet. What's the history of that place on the planet? So I went to look at the history of Gethsemane, where Jesus fell to his knees or fell on his face in prayer before the crucifixion and the resurrection. Well, how interesting is this? A church was built there in the 4th century when Constantine's Holy Roman Empire was in full force. That structure was destroyed by an earthquake in the 8th century. It was earth-shattering. Matthew records an earthquake at Jesus' death that ripped the veil from the temple and brought the dead to life. The second structure was built during the Crusades, sometime between 1096 and 1291. That was abandoned during the First World War, 1345. Is that the First World War around there? And then the current, I don't know. Something was happening in the 1300s. Yeah, that's not the First World War. It was abandoned. The current building was built maybe during the First World War in 1919, 1924. Now, what's so interesting about this is that the church that still stands, guess what it's called? The Church of All Nations. Now, you know the consciousness of love is going to let that church stand. Of all nations. But what the story of the many structures on that land and this idea that this is where, and the Eastern Orthodox actually, folks, believe that Mary was buried there. That's not, I guess, widely known, or some things, we don't even know if Jesus actually, anyway. Google it. I'm trying my, Rosanna Dana hair. Is it working? Okay. You can tell who is from my generation and who is like, what? That's a Gilda Radner reference for those who don't know. So, I don't know where I'm doing on time, but this history of this land is really the story of resilience and the rebuilding. And in our lives, how often are we rebuilding? After we lose a loved one, we're rebuilding. After we lose a job, we're rebuilding. After we lose weight, we're rebuilding. It can be good, bad, or ugly. Since So I'm inviting us all to walk through this season with open hearts, trusting and remembering that even in these dark moments, there is a divine love at work. Yes? And the pressure, the oil, I know she talked about this, the oil, Gethsemane means oil press. That's what it means. And when you press olives, olive oil comes out. Just like when you crush coal, it becomes a diamond. So the pressure is what makes the oil. And olive oil, if you don't know, has so many benefits. So of course it's on olive tree land that this happened. I mean, it helps your heart health. It helps so many things. So I'm going to close this talk with a quote from Ernest Holmes that I started with, the whole quote though. Since the only life you can have is the life of spirit within you, you need but permit its radiance to flow through your thought into self-expression. You are surrounded by a dynamic force, a great surge of living power. You are immersed in and saturated with this vital essence of life. Its presence permeates everything, binding all together in one complete whole. That's from Ernest Holmes. So I invite you to pray your way through the season of your life. And now I'm going to take you into a meditation. I invite you to just take a moment to breathe, focus on your breath. And release any tension that you're holding in your shoulders, in your jaw, in your mind. And just imagine that you are a beautiful garden. And imagine what flowers live in your heart. Think on the sunlight of spirit nourishing you, filling you with life, reminding you that you are indeed life, immersed in the glory of good. Just breathing here, settling into the bloom of you, ready to let go of everything that no longer serves, falling on our knees in surrender, saying thank you, thank you, thank you, thank you. Thank you, Spirit, for this life, for this opportunity to lead the way to peace. And I start with myself. I'm going to invite us just to sit in some silence. The power of God is you. It is life. Take one more deep breath, releasing even more. And gently open your eyes and look around and notice the blooms in this room. The beautiful bloom. Decide what flower you see when you see someone. I see a rose. Sun shines through my window on an autumn afternoon.
leaves falling down as the wind blows. Letting go, letting go, letting go. Sing that with me, letting go. Letting go, letting go, letting go. I'm ready to start over. My heart can't take no more. I see myself, but don't know her. Letting go, letting go, letting go, letting go, letting go, letting go. I'm on a spiral mountain, moving to the place where I can't see the truth of me. Gotta hold my breath and take that leap so I could be free, so I could be free. On a midnight highway, headed to the sunrise, riding with my head high. I'm taking it slow because I know I'm ready to let go. I'm ready to let go. Looking to tomorrow, I'm looking ahead, but I'm staying right here in the day. Gotta be here now, surrendering my sorrow. Letting go, letting go, letting go. Sing it with me. Letting go, letting go, letting go. Come on. On a spiral mountain, moving to the place where I can't see the truth of me. Gotta hold my breath and take that leap so I could be free. I could be free on a midnight highway, headed to the sunrise, riding with my head high. I'm taking it slow because I know I'm ready to grow. Are you ready to grow? I'm ready to grow. You don't have a choice. I'm ready to grow. Break it down. I'm on a spiral mountain, moving to the place where I can see the truth of me. Gotta hold my breath, take that leap. On a midnight highway, headed to the sunrise, riding with my head high. I'm taking it slow because I know. I'm taking it slow because I know. I'm taking it slow because I know. I'm ready to let go. Take it away, Nick. Give it up for the amazing Nick. I'd like to hear from each of our musicians today. You want to hear from your musicians a little bit? Hey David, hey Cutie. Tell us something on the bass. This is for your root chakra. Give it up for David on the bass, y'all. And you know this amazing Vince on the drums. What a genius. What a genius. Take it away, take it away, take it away. My face. Incredible musicians. I'm on a spiral mountain, moving to the place where I can see the truth of me. Gotta hold my breath, take that leap so I taking it slow because I know I'm taking it slow because I know. Slow because I know I'm ready to let go. I'm ready to let go, ready to let go, ready to let go. I'm ready to let go, ready to let go, ready to let go. I'm ready to let go, ready to let go, ready to let go. I'm ready to let go, ready to let go, ready to let go. Yeah, sing that with me. I'm ready to let go, ready to let go, ready to let go. One last time. I'm ready to let go, ready to let go, ready to let go. Thank you so, so much.
Well, you know, it's been a heck of a Sunday service today. Can we give you another hand? Absolutely marvelous. Blessings. Thank you. And our house band showed up as usual, didn't they? You guys are terrific. So now that we've been so well entertained, it's time to think about a love offering. Okay? So you can see that you can text online. You can do a QR code if you choose. You can on the screen, or you can do it via your smartphone by texting give 540. That's okay. Together, you guys. Come on. 5, 4, 3, 4. 540 418 1228. Text now. Okay, now that we got that together, can we please do our offertory blessing together, if you will? Divine love through me blesses and multiplies all that I have, all that I give, and all that I receive, and I am grateful.
Give and it's given back to you. Give and it's given back to you. Give and it's given back to you. Pressed down, shaken together, running over. Back in good measure, it's given back to you.
So now it is time to welcome anybody that is visiting Unity Renaissance for the first time. We don't ask you to do anything except put your hand up, and we have a little gift for you. So is there anyone here? We do have someone, okay. If you fill out the card inside the folder, you will take it to the bookstore, and there's a gift waiting for you. So at this time, I think I've done. Oh, we have one more here. Okay. Thank you, and welcome to Unity, and we will be glad to see you come again. So thank you for coming today. And again, thank you so much, Reverend Amy Steinberg. You really turned us on today. Thank you. And now, Margaret.
Wow. If you don't leave here today feeling amazing, check your pulse. Because this was just what the doctor ordered. And now for our announcements. First, we want to acknowledge that there is going to be a Zoom based on our little Lent book in the garden. And it's going to be conducted by Reverend Renee and Reverend Ann. And they're going to host a conversation and try to make connections. And it's going to be at 6:30 p.m. to 7:15. The Zoom link is gonna be on our website, so you can check that, and we're encouraging everyone to join. There's no fee, so if you're available, please join us. Then, there's so much going on here at Unity. We're also going to have next Sunday our beloved Reverend Richard McDeesey. He is going to be our guest speaker. We all love Richard here, and we are excited about him being here. Also, on the 23rd, after service, they're going to be writing letters to persons who are incarcerated. Lynn Klein is going to oversee that event. There's nothing for you to do other than to show up. They'll give you the instructions, but it's a way to encourage people's hearts who are not able to get out and fellowship like we are. Also, today after service, we're gonna have our very own, we're gonna claim her now, Amy. She's gonna be doing a concert at 1, as we mentioned earlier. Please stay if you can and enjoy her wonderful music, her humor, her artwork. We're asking for a $20 love offering. However, you know how we do at Unity. No funds, no problem. Just show up. Also on the 30th, March 30th, we're going to have our All Together Now service, and that's where our kids come in and just do what they do, let what they've learned be shared with the community. So we're inviting all of you all to come out and to support them. And last but not least, our board member that's on duty today is no other than Ed Rosequist. Oh, he's working with the children? Jack of all trades. Okay, but anyway, it's Ed Rosequist. So after the service, you can see him in the North X. And if there's any questions, you can ask him, and I'm sure he can answer them. And now, if you would please rise while we welcome in our children to Walking in the Light.
We are walking in the light of God. 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 Light of God. We are walking. We are walking. We are walking in the light of God. We are walking, walking. We are walking, walking. We're walking in the light of God. We are walking in the light of God. We are walking in the light of God.
Well, as you can see today, we have our Uniteens. We have our middle school group in today. The other groups have been busy. Some are outside doing an outdoor scavenger hunt. The high schoolers have been preparing for, in 2 weeks, their role in the All Together Now service. And so we have our Uniteens today. Do I have any sharers? Do you want to talk about what you guys focused on during the lesson?
Today we did this thing where we wrote what we wanted to release on balloons, and then we'd let it go, and then that way our negative thoughts about that would go. And then we also worked on our part for the All Together Now service. We made like a little motions for what we're doing. Can't tell you though. But it was we mostly focused on like the our things that we're releasing for Lent, like the bad thoughts that we don't want to do, like the bad feelings we don't want to feel, and all that jazz.
So yes, in 2 weeks, you can see the Top Secret performance come to life. It was beautiful. I was starting to watch it, so it's going to be a really special week. 2 weeks is our All Together Now service. And if you have a child that wants to be in the Shining Souls, that's our chorus, we are rehearsing today. So please stay afterwards for that, and we have some sandwiches in the hallway for them. All right, thank you. Now we can stand for the prayer for protection.
light of God surrounds us. The love of God enfolds us. The power of God protects us. And the presence of God watches over us. Wherever we are, God is, and all is well. Let there be peace on earth, and let it begin with me. Let there be peace on earth, a peace that was meant to be. With God as creator, family all are we. Let us walk with each other in perfect harmony. Let peace begin with me. Let this be the moment now. With every step I take, let this be my joyous vow. To take each moment and live each moment in peace eternally. Let there be peace on earth, and let it begin with me. Have a great Sunday. See you soon for the concert.